28-year-old Michael B. Jordan turned heads in Hollywood for his breakthrough performance as Oscar Grant in Fruitvale Station. He's now teaming up again with director Ryan Coogler in the action-packed Rocky spinoff Creed.
It basically follows, Adonis Creed was the son of Apollo Creed, and it's his journey to figure out who exactly he is. I think he's always been kind of caught in his father's shadow, somebody he's never really met before, but has had such an impact on what he couldn't do with his life. And for him, just having that hole inside of him, just not really knowing what he's capable of, not really knowing exactly who he is, he kind of sought out Rocky to kind of figure out, who his dad was, and ultimately found a father figure in Rocky and trainer. And I think that just answered so many questions that he had bottled up inside of him, and he found out a lot about himself along the way. Like every punch I ever thrown has been on my own. Nobody showed me how to do this. I'm ready. It's very, it's very special. I think the performance that Sly did was incredible.
Yeah. So what was it like working with him, and what tips did he have for you, coming into this franchise?
I mean, Sly's got stories for days. So I'm trying to find something that's like, usable. But no, but working with Sly, he's such an incredible, smart guy. It's like the legend of Sly, and then when you actually meet him, you're like, oh man, okay, he's a cool guy. I mean, he can tell you about where this carpet came from and why this pattern means what and what language or whatever it is. He tells you, like, he knows so much about, about everything. And then to watch him transform into Rocky is something crazy. A man of like very few words, very humble, very, very quiet, very to himself. So his performance, just his range as an actor was very humbling to watch, and very collaborative too, especially over these characters that he created over 40 years ago. It could be very easy for somebody to be very precious over their work, and he was very willing to pass the torch and let it be my own, and he reassured me that not to try to compete with anything. Don't try to live up to any type of expectations. Just do your thing, and that's kind of what I did.
I'm sure that was comforting.
It was very comforting, very much so. Because I'm not thinking about the pressure so much, but everybody else kind of speaks that into existence, and you just try to just block it out and keep working.
In the film, Adonis, he had to kind of prove himself to Rocky. Now, in your life, was there ever a time that you felt like you had to prove yourself?
Yeah, every time I step on set, I feel like I gotta prove myself. It's a constant journey, and it's a never settling kind of attitude. There's always more work to be done. There's always another level I feel like you can kind of push yourself to. But I think the role that I kind of had the conscious mind to think about it before I actually did was probably Fruitvale Station. Playing Oscar Grant. The weight, being a young black man, that experience, just being able to tell that story, that perspective, of frustration, of anger, and kind of tell it through my work was something that was very, very important to me and Ryan. And I felt like I had to, prove myself, just being able to carry a film. That was my first, movie, where I was the lead of the whole thing. So just, answering questions I had in myself, am I able to carry a film? Yeah, I got accolades on this and that or whatever, that's cool, but can I do it, and that was something that I found out.
Michael came from humble beginnings growing up in Newark, New Jersey with his parents and 2 siblings.
Me growing up in Newark, I had Manhattan to always look at and be like, one day, or what's that like? And then when I finally got over there, it was a whole new world, and I think it just opens you up to so many just different experiences that you never would have gotten if you stayed in your comfort zone. My family's always been super tight, we definitely have a spiritual connection that's super tight.
You said you're very close with your mother. Is there anything that you think you inherited from her?
Probably her heart. My mom's heart and compassion. I just, top of my head for sure, my mom's such a selfless woman. She'll she'll put her children, her family, everybody, just strangers sometimes before her own well-being, and she's very, my heart for sure.
You've been blessed to play just a vast spectrum of roles. How have you been able to prove yourself, that you can play any character, no matter the complexity or the genre of the film?
I think one of the misconceptions about acting sometimes, especially when you're first starting off, is that you have tons of choices.
Okay.
It's not like I had The Wire. Am I gonna do The Wire? I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do The Wire. It was like that was the role I got. So that was the role that I did at the time. It just so happened to be a role that people thought about like over a decade later, or it happened to be one of the shows that turned out to be arguably one of the best television shows ever. And that's like a very humbling thing. And then moving forward, Friday Night Lights and Parenthood, and some more television, and then going into film. It's just. Sometimes you gotta stay out your own way and let the universe do its thing and just like walk the path. And I think that's kind of what I've been doing. And now that I have more of a choice of what I want to do, I'm more cautious and very picky and selective about things that I do and produce and write and direct and all that extra stuff.
It's nice that you have that luxury now.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But it's more pressure too, to continue to do the right thing. It's a weird thing once it's a thing where people root for you to get to a certain place, but once you get there, I think sometimes as a society we're very cannibalistic of the people that we want to see succeed.
Yeah.
That once they actually achieve some success, it's always something trying to rip somebody down and strip them back down to where they were, which is a weird kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there's no real pressure. I just want to continue to do the work that I've been doing, giving it everything I got, and then do work that I care about.
With Creed now under his belt, Michael's work is never finished and is already looking toward the future.
I have a lot of projects in development.
Okay.
Developing a lot, writing a lot. Not sure what you guys are gonna see me on next, but you'll be hearing about the projects that I'm doing. I'm doing Just Mercy with Destin Cretton playing Brian Stevenson, defense attorney out of Alabama. It's gonna be a very powerful film, and I'm very excited about that one. I'm teaming up with Ryan again to do Wrong Answer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, about the public school system down in Atlanta. So it's like, I'm always gonna do projects that I care about, that I feel like is, the right message, that we need to, that needs to be told.